Hi, good morning guys. We're at Clark Bay Conservation Area. I'm going to do another one of my ride along and stories, and I'll talk a little about a younger gate boy and in the woods all the time. I used to love to hang out in the woods, so we're here at Clark Bay and we're going to ride along here and just talk a little bit about what it was like to hang out in the woods as a young boy. So follow along guys, we'll just tell you all we know. All right, here's the entrance to Clark Bay Conservation Area. It's vehicle traffic. They don't allow it. Oh, maybe certain times of year during hunting season they might, but right now it's just bikes and horses and people and walking, and that's what they do. You can this goes way back in here, and as you can see as it goes on, there's a little information area up here at the front. Let's flip it off to the side here a minute. Always thinking, wouldn't it be awesome to be able to see a Bigfoot? I don't think you're going to, but I would love that, to be able to ride along here and all of a sudden a Bigfoot comes out of the woods. You would think you would see a lot of animals here, and I'm amazed how many animals I don't see. I have seen a few, but not very many. But as a kid, I loved to hang out in the woods. I would just go out there and take my dog with me. I had a dog named Missy, a Sheltie. I have a Sheltie now. I've had a Sheltie all my life. I'm going to stop here a second. And this here is the board. Let's hop off the bike a minute. So here we are. This is a little bit of Clark Bay Conservation Area, and you can see what's going on here. It shows a whole map of the area. They restored it and stuff. The tree used to be used for tree farming, but now they just use it for animals. They do a lot of hunting. It shows you're allowed a horse and hiking and a bicycle. We're on our e-bike, so we're gonna take a ride through here, talk a little bit about hanging out in the woods when I was younger. Let me put my kickstand. The thing I always do is I forget to put my kickstand up. So there's a lot of different plants and wildlife, more birds than anything. I hear one now. I see a lot of turkeys. People bring their horses back here and ride their horses. Even as a kid, we had horses on the farm, and I used to always be riding the horses around. Used to take them back to the woods. But a lot of times I would just walk. I would always take my little Sheltie, Missy. Her name was Missy. Our very first Sheltie I ever had. And I was hanging out with Missy all the time. We'd go walking in the woods, go mushroom hunting. I don't know if any of you guys ever went mushroom hunting. But morel mushrooms, if you've ever had them, you'll not forget them because they are delicious. Roll them in flour, fry them in butter. Oh my gosh, they're just one of the best things I've ever ate. And I haven't had them in years because we don't have morel mushrooms in Florida. Climate's different. They don't tend to grow here like they do up north. Ohio, Michigan's got them big time. Their season comes in shortly after the ones in Ohio. I don't miss very few things about Ohio. One is trail bologna in Trail, Ohio, Amish country. Love that stuff, but we can get it here. I can go right in town and get it now, so that there's no big deal. But the cheeses, Holmes County cheeses, they have some really great cheeses down that way. And I gotta say, Florida cheese isn't all that great compared to the Holmes County cheese. So I do kind of miss that. But you know, I can do without it. Was never a big fan of Ohio. That's why I left. Born and raised there. I've been here now coming up on 26 years. But yeah, it was fun. I knew the woods like the back of my hand because I was always just roaming around the woods. Sometimes for no reason, but just roaming around. And I've always enjoyed wildlife, any type of animals around. Same here. Anytime I see some animals, I love to hang out and I talk to them. I don't know, you guys ever talk to animals? I've always talked to animals, you know, squirrels and birds. Now, what I have seen back here in Clark Bay, I have seen a lot of turkeys. I've seen sandhill cranes. I've seen a lot of different kinds of bird species of about everything you can imagine. I saw an alligator once, a good-sized alligator. Now this morning I got some bugs hanging out on me. It's a little cooler and we had some rain the last 2 days. Just about an inch of rain. We haven't had much recently, and this is our dry season, but it's moistened up. The grass has gotten greener, and it's looking just a little nicer out. So we're gonna ride on back. They have a lot of trails here. It goes way back in. Occasionally I'll take one of those trails. Some of them get pretty rough and some of them get pretty swampy. Now, when I was a kid, we didn't have swamps up there. We had some creeks, however you want to call them. I go monkey around in the creek, and I would we used to call them crawdads, crawfish, and they lay under the rocks. But back then, didn't really even know about eating them. But you know, those things are delicious. I love boiled crawfish, and I haven't had any now for quite a while. But they'll do like a crab boil. You can do a crawfish broil. You can set it up and have potatoes and sausage and all the good stuff in the boil, and that's really pretty good eating there. I like that. But yeah, I used to hang out in the woods with the creeks, and there areas of the creek was deeper than others, and you know, you would see minnows. I don't remember big fish in the creek, but little fish. You would see a lot of minnows floating around and crawfish, and rarely did I ever see a snake. I'm not a snake fan, my gosh. I don't know, I think a lot of people aren't. It's one of those things that I'm like, I'm out of here. I see a snake. And knock on wood, all the times I've rode here in Clark Bay, I haven't seen any snakes at all. And there is snakes around here, I just have never seen any. In Florida, we've got, you know, some poisonous snakes. You know, we've got pygmy rattlesnakes, regular rattlesnakes. There's another one, I can't think of the name of it right now, is a poisonous snake, but they're around here. No water, you got copperheads. So there is snakes around here, and I'm glad to say I can't say I've seen one back here yet. And you watch today, I'll run across a snake. But yeah, as a young kid, that was fun. Just riding around the woods and the wooded area. Not so much riding, but walking. I had a bicycle back then. I remember taking it at different spots and going back into the woods, but not into the woods itself with the bicycle. So I don't know, what kind of thing did you guys do as a kid? Did you hang out in the woods? No, I remember one time camping out in the woods just to see if I had enough guts to spend the night out in the woods. I tell you, at nighttime, you can hear some pretty strange sounds out there. And then you go, what was that? You know? Now down here, we do have some bear. I haven't seen no bear back in here. They claim there is. Hear an airplane? A lot of airplanes fly over this area because we're not too far away from the DeLand City Airport. I see it clear over to the right here. Let's flip it around here a minute and talk this way. I don't know how my camera is focused, if it's high enough to get me or if it's going just shoot my chest. We're on our Clemora. This is what this little bike is, an orange bike. It's a pretty cool bike. It's it'll go on one battery about 10 miles. Now I've added a second battery to it, so I can go in the neighborhood of 20, a little bit more. The second battery gets a little more distance, a little bit bigger battery. But we'll ride around until one goes dead, and then we switch it, and then we can go that far again, pretty much. A little rough. I hope the camera's not picking up the roughness of the road here. This area right here was last fall. They had a burn. It actually caught on fire. I guess a lightning strike hit it, caught it on fire. I don't know if you can see the bottoms of the trees or not, where they're black. Now, we didn't have that up when I was a kid in Ohio. I don't remember wildfires. You know, if there was a fire, maybe someone's burning a field off or something just to get rid of the dead grass and got an area burning. But here we get some major wildfires. Back when I moved here, 98, they had a big fire on it. It was, the whole county seemed like it was on fire. It was a very dry, it's been dry this year. We've had about 15 days of no rain, and the rain just started the other day, and we did get an inch of rain. And so we got caught up a little bit. Very buggy out here this morning. They will bite you, little flies and different bugs. Sometimes you don't get any, but around the house we don't get many bugs, but you get in a wildlife area like this. Actually, up in Ohio in the woods, I can remember really more mosquitoes than I do here. We had quite a few mosquitoes up there. Now, today is going to be a buggy ride, and I might have a few bites when I'm done, bug bites. But that just kind of goes with the course. Anytime you're out in a wooded area, you can get bites. There's a trail that goes down. I went back that trail once. It looks pretty rough, like they've graded it or something. It used to be smoother than that. It was on fire once. I think that was last fall. And got back in there, and the whole area was on fire. This is a nice long trail. As you can see, it goes quite a ways. I don't know, I think I've rode as many as 8 miles around Clark Bay. Now, see, as a kid, I walked. I did all my woods exploration, walking around. Now I'm 71 years old. The walking stuff is not for me. If I'm going to do something, I want to ride it, you know? That's kind of past my days, that walking around. And so now I ride the e-bikes about everywhere, almost every day. Every day that I can, I'll take an e-bike ride. The woods are quite a bit different. You see a lot of different foliage than you did. We had a lot of elms and maples and, you know, wild cherries. We do have some wild cherries here. But yeah, the woods is quite a different area than you've seen up in Ohio when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite things to do, is just ride around. I'm gonna stop a minute. I hear a noise. Oh, I hear dogs barking. Can you hear that? Somewhere off in the distance, somebody's dogs are barking away. It's what dogs do. My dogs bark more than I like them to. I think that's the first time back here I've heard in the distance dogs barking. As a kid, I don't quite remember hearing dogs in the distance, but I'm sure I did. Been a long time ago. Being 71 now, it was probably at least maybe 60 years ago that I was a young boy riding. I always keep wanting to say riding, walking around the woods and checking it out. I think up here there might, I don't know if you can see a little white mark on the tree here. I believe there's a trail right here. I went down this trail many times. And it wraps around, comes back around one of those areas that we had just passed earlier. All right, guys. I wanted to share with you a little bit the story about hanging out in the woods as a kid. Something I kind of enjoyed doing. And I still do it. If you notice, you ever notice a lot of times you do the same things that you did as a kid? I was on a bicycle all the time as a kid. I'm on a bicycle all the time now, an e-bike now. And rode motorcycles most of my life. I don't own a motorcycle anymore. It's the first time in many, many years that I haven't owned a motorcycle. I just kind of switched over to e-bikes as I got a little bit older. So, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my little story about the woods. I hope these stories are entertaining you. That's why I do them, just for entertainment. Guys, if you're not a subscriber, I invite you, hit the subscribe button. That helps us out. Hit the like, share it with your friends. If you look down, there's some links down below. If you look in the information box there, I'm an Amazon affiliate. If you get ready, most of us buy stuff off of Amazon. But if you buy something off of Amazon, if you just click on that link that's in there, it'll take you right to Amazon and your account. And when you do that, anything you purchase, they will give me a small percentage as a bonus back to me. And it costs you nothing, requires nothing from you, has no obligation of nothing. You'll never even know you was there, except for I'll be happy and I will thank you. But yeah, just if you do that, help me out, helps the channel grow. So guys, I'm glad you joined us. I'm gonna finish out my ride in the woods instead of a walk in the woods as a kid. So guys, we'll see you the next time. God bless you. If you don't know Jesus, I invite you to find him. It's the best thing you'll ever do for eternity. So see you the next time. Later, guys.